Everybody, Flash Horizon with another Tribesman Tries. Today we are looking at World War II Rebuilder, Cities from the Ashes. Well, to be precise, we're looking at the Germany Prologue. First of all, what is this game about? World War II Rebuilder is a unique immersive storytelling simulation game where you build houses, flip squares, repair and renovate destroyed European cities, become a builder of a World War II Aftermath World. Visit a part of a war-torn Hamburg in the free Germany Prologue. So this is a free, so basically, in all intents and purposes, it's a demo, in all intents and purposes. The full game is due out on the 31st of August. So, the full game is out on the 31st of August. I'm trying to get my Steam page up so I can see how much it costs. Yes, it's basically essentially a demo. There is no price. I mean, like I say, it's due out 30th of August, so I'm not sure I'm dropping this, so it'll be out in the next couple of few days, depending on how I release this video. But now let's dive in. I've looked at this at all, so let's just jump in and see what we get. So West Germany. So obviously World War II is finished. Marshall Plan countries behind, as you can tell. It's the old East Germany after the war. So we're going to go into West Germany. We're going to go to the tutorial because start mission. Bibbery. Though ground combat has bypassed your native Britain, fierce Nazi bombardments have wreaked havoc on military and civilian facilities. You were too young for the draft, so now, after the war, you decide to leave your family home and join the effort of rebuilding your country. Okay. Oh, right, okay. Right, so basically this is a tutorial on our own. Right, okay, so we did complete the tutorial first, okay. Oh, okay. Magnetic Games presents.
My big brother, Gilbert, died at, as Churchill called it, the British Empire's finest hour. He was a Spitfire's pilot during the Battle of Britain. This sky-high fight, which lasted for months, seemed to herald the end of the kingdom. Our victory only limited the scale of German air raids, which were carried out only at night during the Blitz. The number of those killed was in the tens of thousands. From July of 1940 to June 1941, the possibility of bombing our home was part of the life of every citizen. And yet, a few years later, British troops took part in the campaign that finally liberated Europe from the Nazis. At the time, I was too young to enlist. The war took my brother from me, and I was refused to avenge him. However, I think history has imposed on me another duty of no less importance. A country ruined by war requires rebuilding. People are waiting for a roof over their heads, for jobs at factories, and for the end of starvation rations. So, from my family farm, I set out to help with rebuilding the country for the future of all of us.
I'd hesitate to argue that the Battle of Britain was the beginning of the end for the Germans, because if we'd have lost the Battle of Britain and we would have lost air superiority over the Channel and over the south coast of England, I don't think Operation Seal would have happened, because I don't think the Germans had enough naval power, even under bombardment from the air. I think the Royal Navy would have been strong enough to stop a German invasion. But what it would have meant, that it would have been a lot harder for us to strike into Germany, and the war would have been a lot longer, or it's a good chance we'd have lost it if we hadn't won the Battle of Britain. But anyway, that's a completely different conversation. Very atmospheric. So, yep, okay. Okay, go to the floating tool icons to learn the game mechanics. Tutorials are going to be displayed by pressing on the H key. So, okay, welcome. Okay. Displayed by pressing the H key, select again already. So if I go back. Okay. Here we walk forward to it, so let's go over there then. Let's press the right keyboard. Hang on. I've just finished work, so I had my work keyboard on my desk. I'm pressing, I think it was nothing happening. Okay. Task log. The available objectives are displayed in the upper left corner of the screen. You can switch between objective categories by pressing the U button. The fullest objectives can be with detailed descriptions available in the journal. You can open it with the menu tab or pressing J. And if I press tab, so okay, so tab. Finish the level. Just complete all main objectives. Completing side and extra objectives will increase your final score and will grant you ability points. Okay. Right. So what got here then? Okay. So if I tab, what does tab give us? Journal. Main task. Before you leave London to help with rebuilding, it would be a good idea to leave the farm in order. Start clearing the garbage scattered all over the worksheet. Press or hold the F key to pick up an item. Okay. Okay, so let's go find something to pick up then. Like what? Let's have a walk, see what we can find. Okay. Here we are, hang on. There we go. Okay, press left control to highlight the objectives you can interact with using your hands or selected tools. To gain this ability again, you will need to wait until the cooldown time is up. Cooldown time is represented by the icon on the bottom left of the screen. Note that depending on the selected tool or the objects are highlighted, collectible more tools will not be highlighted if you cannot fit them in your pockets. Okay then. Press control to highlight the control. Okay. Don't say how long does it? So if I go and walk in front, I have to press F. And press, okay. Left control, I've just done that. Rubble. Pick everything up. It feels odd not using your mouse button it feels odd not using your mouse button. If I go control. Okay, so right, nothing to highlight here. We've got everything behind us. Right, so let's go and have a this mouse is a bit jump, bit lively. Let's have here we go. Containers can store collected raw materials. There are 4 containers for each of the different raw materials. Approach the container and press the left mouse, I'm assuming that's LPM is left mouse, to throw the corresponding, okay. Press right mouse to take them. Oh, okay. I hope that's good to do. That's mouse button, I assume that means. So if I go walk over here and I'll go. Okay. So I just tab. So collect resources 10 and 31. Oh, there's more now I've got to collect, is there? Let's go like all this. Got it. Okay, there's more to pick up. Alright, okay, so oh, hang on, that's not what I did. That's telling me on the main tasks at the top of the screen, collectors. I've got 10 more resources. I've got to get more resources. Okay. It feels odd not to be able to use my mouse button to interact with stuff. It feels very odd not to be able to pick up my mouse. I've got a rock in my hand as well. It feels very odd not to be able to just kind of have to use an F key to pick something up. It's everything. X and that. Go over and dump the lot. That lot, okay. Over to here now. It's all in your gutter. Press tab for more information. Okay. To select the tool, open the tool menu by pressing the left Alt button or holding the mouse wheel down. Okay. Scroll the mouse will change the tool. Okay. Okay, so if I what I'm looking for now. Hang on, so install the new gutter. Use a cutting tool to cutting torch to cut insert. Okay, use a cutting torch. Okay. Okay, so if I go left alt, was it? Ah, right, okay. That wasn't very simple. Okay. So now, so I need to, right, so I need to, if I go down to this one, okay. Insert not enough resources, okay. Insert rails, 3 metal, not enough resources. I'm going to go back into the arse then. Go to metal. Okay, is that enough now? Okay, run back over here. Press tab for quest finished. Done it, okay. Okay, completed task, okay. Right, okay. Okay. I don't want to build anything in my hand. Press left control. I don't want to do that now. What? Area quality. What am I doing now then? New quest. Rebuild the well. Okay, so I want left alt. Is that on it? There was left alt. Hang on. So hammer. F1 to collect the wood. Demolish the old one and build a new one. Pick everything up. Hang on, so build a new one, so how? Build a new one. Okay, well, let's go all the bits of wood together. I'm assuming we need to pick all this stone. Okay. Okay, is that everything now? What? I'm assuming rebuild well. I'm assuming we don't have enough stairs. Let's go back and get some more rubble. Let's run back over here. Demolish old one. It's, oh, hang on. No. So if I go left alt. No, it's not that then. It's right, okay. So that one. So if I now I need to go to wood. Okay, go over here. Now it's a little bit more sense. Not enough resources. We need more wood. Need more wood. Any more wood left in here? Yeah, there is. I've just taken it out. Hang on. Okay. Buy or craft a new roof for the well. How the devil do I do that? Open show. We go. In which you can buy items with construction to craft them for more materials. So open the workshop menu, go to the workshop and press the F button. The tools tab contains the items that may help you in the rebuilding process, such as ladders. The building materials tab contains items. Okay. Right, okay. I do like the instructions. Very easy to follow. Oh, no, one button. So what do I do now then? Hang on. Roof to cross 100. Building materials. Let's go back to that again. Actually, I don't think I did that very well. Let's go. Is it you? No, it's not. Open shop. I want to go into tab. Journal. Rebuild well. Raw resources on craft route top at the top of the workbench. Destroy. I've done that one. Rebuild the well. Okay, hang on. How did it say you got into the game guide? So I got tab. Game guide. Hang on. Workshop, crafting and building. Okay, we go. So open the work, contains items to repair. Okay, hang on. Okay, so placing items. Workshop. Right, so I have to gather that lot, do I? Okay. So let's run again, shall we? F. F to open the shop. Okay, so bought. So have I just bought a roof then, or what? You've completed all the main tasks. 5-star finish. Okay. That was appeared to be simple. Campaign progress. Okay. Okay, through the right, so now on to Hamburg St. Nicholas. Dear Turf Fraud Trumer Frauen, excuse me for butchering that, are needed in Hamburg, the city that burned due to Allied raids years before the front actually got there. My husband served here at a time. I wonder if he visited the church by the canal, the ruins of which I'm supposed to clear. Oh, I just wouldn't want to think what it must have been like across Europe at the end of the war, with all the destruction in all the cities, especially in places like Coventry.
The paralyzing fear I felt reading in the newspapers about the bombings of Hamburg in 1943. My Andreas's unit was stationed in the city at the time. I was worried sick for weeks, and finally a letter from Wehrmacht arrived. Andreas was severely burned, but alive. They say all the Allies wanted at the time was to stop the Nazi U-boat production. They succeeded, but at the same time, Hamburg with its inhabitants burned almost completely when the incendiary bombs penetrated through the cellars full of coal. All hell broke loose. Now I arrive in Hamburg, witnessing the aftermath of the monstrous firestorms my husband had once encountered.
Now, it's actually Coventry in the UK, but then the damage the German city suffered under the carpet, but the firestorms that created must have been terrible. The destruction of old cities must have been terrible. During World War II, Hamburg suffered greatly. I mean, prime example, sorry, jumping. I visited Munich and visited Berlin. Now, Munich, in the centre of Munich, still got a lot of its old buildings, but Berlin's completely different. Berlin, it's all modern from what I've seen. Just a lot of the old buildings that you see in the centre of Munich in Berlin just don't exist because it got so badly destroyed in the war. I mean, obviously, kind of get to that, it was the war, but if it just architecturally, some of the architecture was lost across the whole of Europe. Anyway, during World War II, Hamburg suffered greatly from the Allies' bombings. Yep, we know. Yeah, okay. St. Louis teacher was back to visiting the game. Stands in Hamburg to this day. It had never been fully rebuilt. Tasks and the descriptions. Yep. Okay, coolio. Let's crack on. Right, so you have the ability to spend tab for more information. Upgrade, so we can collectible detection. Yeah, that's locked, so okay, locked. 5 points. Okay, that's okay. So buy. Oh, we can't buy that. We'll buy you. I mean, it's probably guys what we can buy. Yeah, it is guys what we can buy. Detection duration. Ew, that's nice. I like that. It's a relatively simple game to rebuild. Game to play. This is. Actually, entirely demolished by the bombings. The buildings are beyond repair. The ruins must be destroyed to clear the shore. Okay. Most efficient for use to use heavy equipment. So what am I doing now then? Sell. So if I go control, it's pretty much everything behind me. Clear all this lot out and then see how we get on. Okay. Start with this one. So go F, 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 and go a bit closer. Nothing here. What are you telling me? You're telling me if I used that. Oh, interesting. Ah, right. So you basically get a big hammer and break stuff up. Okay. It must have been again. It must have been terrible. Directly after the war, with so much of the population of all the European countries, all the countries of the world involved in the war, with total displacement of so many countries, so much destruction. It must have been a terrible time to be alive. It must have been good to be actually, especially if you were the Allies, to have won. But even so, rebuilding the cities after the war must have been terrible. Okay, where are we? Okay, so just collect all this wood. Let's just go methodically go around and pick as much as we can up. And collect for 3 wood. Because obviously this is what's going to give us resources. I am finding it a bit difficult to get used to not being able to use my... well, we're not on this. Let's go and dump some of this wood then. Hang on, let's not climb on top of it. It is difficult not to be able to... See, it feels weird having to use like F. I mean, your natural instinct is to use your your mouse button to pick stuff up. It will also, if you know how you could mass highlight things and highlight and clear, and actually, Christ, there's loads. It's absolutely bloody loads. Okay, right, okay, this lot here as well. Yes, it would be nice if you could highlight all of it together and pick it all up at once. But it seems to be a bit random. Yeah, it's a time that you don't really kind of difficult to appreciate living in the modern age how hard it must have been back then. Must have been so difficult. Yeah, it's something that you kind of don't appreciate a little bit. Living the modern world we live in. I mean, even when we're getting the cost of living crisis, you still think compared to what people went through after the war, during the war, and before and after the war. I mean, again, it's very in comment. Again, the greatest thing that happened to Britain after the war was the NHS. Before the war, so much of the population had no access to free healthcare. And the one thing the war gave us was the NHS, and you think to yourself, it's like probably the greatest thing one of the greatest things we've got now is that that institution. Obviously, it's kind of thing. It means more to a Brit having the NHS, and it probably means to other people across the world. It's a much maligned. Here we go. Items bought or crafted can be placed on any level. After obtaining an item in the workshop, you will see it in one of the slots. One of the slots in the bar at the bottom of the screen. You can see from the item from the bar by pressing it. Okay. You can select an item from the bar by pressing. Okay. We've clearly stumbled into something. We're in a workshop. Okay. Let's have a bit of a wander around. Let's just have a bit of a look around. Hammer demolition. I've done that. I know all about that game. Thank you. I've done quite well demolition that lot. Okay, we just wandered into somebody. Okay. Oh, it's remember it's stone clicks from the war. Oh my god. So as you're walking through, God, that was quiet. As you're walking through the city, it'll give you flashbacks from what happened at the time. I'm kind of at the moment. I just want to have a bit of a look around. And just, can we get this person over here? I just want to have a look around the city. Again, at the moment, I'm not so much interested in playing the game. I just want to have a look around because it's beautiful. There's so many things you can go in and look around. We open this door. Fuse. Fuse. It is a beautiful looking game. Oh look, can we fuck this guy? Talk. Move along, Kraut. British private. Yeah. My colleague can be harsh eye for him. Private lost all 4 of his brothers in France. On top of this unit, top of his unit liberated Nuremberg after. Hang on, we were told to come to collection of teachers. I didn't get a chance to read that. Oh, here we go. Nuremberg. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the concentration camps. Not that I'm familiar with, but yeah, it's a nice little touch. It's just, yeah. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's again, in the some stuff you're dealing with, to say it's beautiful, it's kind of a bit, given the subject matter, but it's a stunning game. Let's have a look at you. Can we talk to you? Talk. Diff over there. The Brits left those bricks here for you people. You can use my boat to quickly transport them ashore. Oh. Yeah, so we've got some up there we can learn. I'm not going to know that. All I'm doing now is having a wander around and seeing what we can find in the game, because it is a beautiful, beautiful game. Let's see what you guys have a walk around and have a kind of just to see what's going on. See what we can see. Can we get that? How do I get that? Got him, but I can't get that. Click that. Okay, get out now. I'll have it on my way. As you can see, there's lots of learning points you can learn. You can look around. So this is limited for it. So we're limiting us this way. So let's have a wander. Can we get down there? Obviously, it's going to limit where we can go until we complete certain things. Yeah, so we'll have, it looks like we've got a limited area you can move about until you complete certain things. See that, for example, is a bell. Okay, we've got to finish the actions first. Then we get to go to the church. It's a stunning game. It's a stunning game. But the sheer devastation of it shows the sheer devastation of the state of the place after the war. Can we jump over that? Well, let's just move that way. That's an old digger. Obviously, I'm assuming we'll be able to come and drive that soon. Let's have a look. Heavy damage buildings can be destroyed using the wreckable bulldozer. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let me know if you've played this, if you've had a look at this, because it just seems to be a complete. I can't do that but it's a simple sandbox. You can just run pretty much. You've not got complete free range to do anything, but you've got a big area to kind of explore. You've got a big area to explore and have a look around. Yeah. It must have been hell in these cities, whatever side you were on, in these cities after the war to kind of live through and try and rebuild your city, and rebuild your life. Especially if you're on the German side, that must be even worse. When it starts to come to light, the things that happened, the things that had gone on, that you weren't kind of arguing where you were. You can argue all you want whether you're aware of it or not, but it's just it's a weird thing that to be in the war, to be in the aftermath of the war, with what had gone on, and what you were then trying to clean up after, it must have been awful. Yeah. So anyway, it's a bit of an open plan to build stuff and just basically because we've got to destroy the ruins on the shore, which I'm assuming are them there. I'm assuming it's that there. Destroy the ruins on the shore, rebuild the canal banks, fill the gaps in the church's nave, construct the belfry interior, fix the damaged buildings. And so I'm assuming what these numbers represent, the things you've got to do. So I'm assuming this is one of them, destroy this lot. Let's have a quick go on this digger, see what this digger can do. So we're up on, so we get in. Okay, I'm not sure that's entirely what we should be doing, but okay. I'm not sure that was meant to happen. I'm not sure what storylines we're meant to be destroying here. Is it this shoreline you want me to destroy? Okay. It's interesting that I'm not too sure I'm just doing the right thing here. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Let's go that way. Let's go this way. Let's do it. Obviously, we can clearly destroy this building. It's meant to be able to destroy. It's whether the right one we're destroying. Yeah, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. That's still standing. How dare you? Okay, that's clearly not right. That's clearly. We'll ignore that, shall we? So let's go over there now. So let's go over there to do. No. Unless is this what we're destroying here? These. Okay. Let's go these over here then. Give these a push. Have I destroyed the wrong buildings? These do look like the ones we should be destroying. Come on. There's a few kind of weird graphical issues, graphical bugs. You're not thinking about that. Well, you can do in the game, you can. The game builders, you can. So let's go and get rid of you. Right? We're going to completely clear all these stuff here. Hang on. Straight on for it. Go on. Let's get rid of you. You have to admit a certain point. I've not controlled this well, have I? Let's see if I can finish you off. Cool. Quest finished. Destroy the ruins on the shoreline. Cool. Let me know what you think. I think this is a fascinating little game that you could lose hours in. Look at this game. It's one of those games you could literally lose hours playing this. Oh, hang on. Let's get out. How do we get out? How do you get out of this now? There we go. But I want to see what this lady here. Have a chat with you, person. Construction site. Talk. Hello, hey Nico. This building needs more repairs. Check it out when you have time. Watch out for the broken stairs, though. It's hard to go up them. Again, particularly in Germany, considering how many, I'm saying all over, but how many people men they lost in the war, it must have been a lot harder in the occupied territories when all the men you had were either dead or POWs to try and. It was a lot more that must have been relied on the women today. Must have relied a lot more on the women today. Anyway, yeah, this is beautiful. It's kind of the subject matter. It's a thought-provoking subject matter that will get you questioning a lot. It's a thought-provoking subject in the way that it'll make you think a lot about the aftermath of the war, what happened after the war in all the different territories, and how they went about getting on with their lives at the end of the war, and it'll just give you a fascinating insight as to everything really. What are you? Collect. Yeah, because it's one of these. It's just like one more thing, isn't it? Just one more go. Collect rubble. Collect rubble. Collect rubble. So we should at some point we get some wood out and repair this thing. Collect rubble. Collect rubble. Break and then collect. It's just got one more game. Like I said, it's a thought-provoking game. Because if you're not familiar with the war, I'm not familiar with the war because I studied history at university, so I'm familiar and I've read a lot about it, so I know a lot about it. But if you've not really paid much attention to it, and you just know basically the obvious parts of it, it's something that you might not necessarily know an awful lot about. Can you now? What do I do? Well, you want hammer, don't you? Hang on. I want Alt, and I want to go to hammer. I've got to break you over. And then off that disappears into the water, which is not very helpful. So it's something that just makes you want to. For me, it makes me want to kind of just go out and get a few history books and just have a read about what happened in all the different countries at the end of the war. I mean, obviously the Marshall Plan was a financial plan that was vaguely remember mystery, was there to help to the countries recover, to try and stop the influence of the Soviet Union and the Soviets, and just to stop all the, basically to stop as many countries as it could do falling into the influence of the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, and so a lot of money was put in to try and help countries develop, to stop populations going, well, the war's been a joke, we've lost the war, Europe's destroyed, the old way doesn't work, let's try communism. So it's all, but apart from that, I don't know an awful lot about it, so it'd be fascinating to learn a bit more about it. So, okay, I can't help myself. I'm still running around trying to like. We must have to do something. I must have to do something here. But anyway, right, I'm going to stop because yeah. Let me know if you've played it. Let me know what you think, because it's fascinating. It's a fascinating subject matter. It's a fascinating, thought-provoking subject matter. Even the game itself, you could lose yourself for hours in this, and absolutely lose yourself for hours. There's so much to do, so much to look at, and it's just got that one more. It's got this classic one more go about it, and even just having a walk around and having a look at everything around you gives you a good. Just gives you. It's as close as you're going to get to really trying to really see and understand the complete and utter devastation that beset Europe at the end of the war, when whole cities were completely destroyed, whole populations were completely displaced from their pre-war houses. It must have been a traumatic time to live in. It really must have been completely traumatic time to live in. Anyway, let's go up there. Let's go up them stairs here. Let's have a quick look. I can't help myself. I really can't help myself. it's just got that classic. There's one more go about it. Can we use you? Oh, we can get in. Somebody's house. This is what's left of somebody's house here. Oh, let's not linger. Up them stairs. Keep going. Not falling and dying. I wonder if you can end up. You can't get in there, obviously. It's just like it must have been a hell of a time to live in. Must have been a hell of a time to live in. Again, the remnants of somebody's house with half a wall missing. You know, it's somebody's. Well, it might have been a grand apartment back in the day. A grand apartment that would have had all the mod cons, and a big open front right next to in the centre of the city, right next to the massive great big church. Yeah, it's fascinating. Fascinating. Whee! No, you can't die. I've just jumped from there down here. Okay, right. I'm going to leave it here. If you've played this, let me know what you think. I genuinely think this is a fantastic game. I think its subject matter's thought-provoking, because it will make you go, actually, how bad was it? Because this looks terrifying. But it's also just kind of something you can lose yourself in. You just kind of going around doing these little quests, finding all the stuff you've got to do, repairing it all. And it's just kind of just one of the things you just lose yourself. Yeah, totally recommend it. Give it a shot. This obviously is a free portion of it. Give it a shot and let me know what you think. And anyway, as ever, thanks for watching. And as ever, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Cheers. Bye.